All right, sorry about that. Had to get a bone for my dog because we're sitting outside because it's so gorgeous outside. So they sent, he went to Allegiant Healthcare in Mesa, kind of by my house. We met with them on like day 2 because my mom was like, this is bad. Things aren't going well. So we met with the, I was a case manager or social worker or something at the facility. And one of the physician's assistants. Talked to him about goals for Sean. So some goals we had since he was going to be there for 6 weeks on these IV antibiotics, specifically because he had all these infections and his body has had so many infections and has been so many antibiotics that it is resistant to like almost every antibiotic. There's only like a handful, maybe like 2 or 3 that actually his body still responds to. And they're really strong and really high. So he was sent there for this one reason and one reason only. And we're like, okay, well, he's going to be here 6 weeks. Let's like utilize it the best we can while we're here. Let's try to get him to wean off the ventilator because we know he can. And let's try to get him some physical therapy, like not physical therapy, but like some physical therapy passive with his body. Talked to the doctor, told him our goals. I was like, listen, he's been injured almost 2 years now, and he has never once had like a shirt on except for when we cut shirts up the back. Literally, he's probably got like 20 shirts. They're just like casual. Like I bought him one in Hawaii. I bought him a funny one for Father's Day last year that said, I pooped today, because we were having an issue with his bowel movements. He'll be embarrassed I said that, sorry. But just it comes with like quadriplegia and tube feed stuff. But so like he has like throwaway shirts, but we cut up the back of every single one of them so we can at least just put it over him and his arms through, and he at least can look presentable. But he's never been dressed. At home, when we'd get him outside, we would just like yank up a pair of sweatpants as best we could, but like he never got dressed. Got his hair did, put a hat on, sneakers. He can't get any shoes on his feet because he has complete drop foot. Like his foot is like flat. And they were like, okay, great. These are all good things. I was like, he's been laying down for pretty much 2 years. Like I could maybe count on 2 hands how many times he's been like up out of bed in a chair if it wasn't for a shower. It's the only time he's out of bed is a shower. He's been laying flat for virtually 2 years. Like you can't all of a sudden expect your body to like pop up out of bed and like be good. So we were like, he has goals. He wants to go to his daughter's soccer game. He wants to go hang out with me. He wants to watch Harlow. Like he wants to be back in society. So can you help, get him out of bed a couple times a week so we can get his body used to sitting in the chair? And they're like, oh, does he get out of bed? And we're like, yeah, we've got him out of bed almost every other day, got him in his power chair and got him outside and like sitting in the sun. And they're like, oh, he has his own chair. I was like, yes. And they're like, great. Why don't you bring it? And, we could have the therapy team work with him. I'll confirm that. But yeah, that'd be great. I was like, perfect. Love that idea. Let's do that. So we wait a couple days. It was like a Thursday we had that talk. Wait a couple days. I think like Tuesday rolled around and I was like, nothing. Haven't heard anything. At this point, my brother's probably missed a good handful of doses of his extremely necessary, super strong medication, like to fight these infections. We ask why. It's not going well. So we end up getting a meeting with his care team there and 2 reps from his insurance. The care team was one guy, Louis, who is supposedly like the medical director. I don't even know if he has any medical background. And then I don't even know who the other guy was. Like he doesn't have a position. The RT did not come, and any of the therapy, they did not come, which those were like 2 of our big concerns. So I talked to them about the medications. Like we talked about everything, and we came to so many plans that we were like, okay, this is what we're doing. If you are running low on his medication and you need to help it get it processed because it's $3,600 a dose, contact insurance. Your insurance right here, Dot. Her and her boss said, we will help push it through. We will help get it approved for you so you don't have any holdups. Okay, great, we'll do that. In the meantime, he's like, well, therapy deemed Sean, what was the word? Not eligible for any therapy outside of the bed. It's like, that's weird. Why? Like, that's the whole goal. We want to get him out of bed. And they're like, I'm not sure what the criteria is, but because he won't improve any. And I was like, well, improve is such a like generic term. Like, I don't expect him to like hit up the Boston Marathon. No, but like being able to get dressed, put some clothes on, you know, go out in public. Like, yeah, I do expect that. So like, that's an improvement. And he's like, okay, well, I'll set up a meeting with you and the therapy department, and you know, you guys can talk together. Great, let's do that. In the meantime, we also asked them to put in a referral for an LTAC, which is basically, it's weird. It's called like LTAC, which means like long term, but it's actually like only a 30-day stay. But they help with weaning, and are just like a higher level. They're kind of like a step down from hospitals, but way above SNFs. They're like a 4 to 8 patient per nurse ratio, which is much better than 25 to 30 patients. So they're like, oh, well, he won't qualify. And the insurance lady was like, put in the referral. It needs to be written in writing and submitted so that way they get a official paper denial from insurance so that they can do an appeal process. It'll be on them. And I was like, yes, we'll do that. Like, I will appeal anything. Just get me the form. Left that meeting. Everything was kosher. A couple of days later, yada, yada, the meeting never happened. Talked to physical therapy, and they're like, oh, well, yeah, he's not going to get better. So, you know, he doesn't qualify. And she started like rambling off, oh, well, due to Medicare guidelines, there needs to be like measurable improvement. Funny for her, I worked at a chiropractor for 11 years, and some of those codes she rattled off, I have worked with. Oh, sorry, got the big gust of wind came. I'm going to have to move inside.